Hey there folks, welcome to Spectrum Pulse. I talk about music, movies, art and culture, and well, I'm currently in Jamaica right now. And I'm currently on vacation. It's beautiful outside. And right now I am just filming Billboard Breakdown. A little bit late because you guys wanted the year-end list videos first. But yeah, let's get to it. I don't remember. So okay, this week on our top 10, well, you can kind of see a lot of this coming, especially given that a lot of this is otherwise focused more on just the Christmas music and what's going to be vomited up for a week or two before it's all going to get replaced. Wasn't enough to replace Ariana Grande and Thank You Next at number 1, which is still pretty consistently strong across the board. Same with Without Me by Halsey at number 2. Go down to number 3, we had All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. Yes, I'm reading this off my phone because I can't track everything that quickly, but honestly, as much as I had kind of hoped it would have gone to number 1, going to number 3 is still kind of respectable, especially considering this song is doing so well so consistently, primarily off streaming. Then you go down a song later, we've got Sicko Mode down at number 4 by Travis Scott. At number 5, we had Sunflower by Post Malone and Sway Lee. Expect that one to rebound fairly quickly. I can see this having some pretty solid radio presence continuing to this day. Then we had High Hopes managing to hold its position at number 6, although the radio is starting to look a bit shakier now, just saying it right now. Then we had Happier by Marshmello and Bastille down at number 7. But then the next 3, the last 3, were all Christmas songs that had re-entered the top 10 and will be gone next week. So we had Jingle Bell Rock up at number 8, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree up at number 9, and A Holly Jolly Christmas at number 10. If that's not saying something, well, Christmas, I think everyone needed a break this year. I can give them that. So the list of losses this week is just freaking stupid. There were entirely too many, but you kind of expect that when album bombs are cycling out and you really just need to have something to fill time before the next one. I have to think we're gonna have a little bit of a slowdown in January, but hey, when you have 21 Savage coming in to replace Kodak Black and not really replace enough Christmas music, this is what happens. And yeah, so the only major dropout we had was Smile, Live My Best Life by Lil Duval featuring Snoop Dogg and Ball Greasy. But the losses, you know what, I'm just gonna read off them. I got my laptop over here. I'm not going to go through these in a lot of detail because, again, there's so many of them. Okay, This Is It by Scotty McCreery at 100. Lost in Japan by Shawn Mendes and Zedd plummeting down to 99. Fine China by Future and Juice WRLD at 97. Good. Last Shot by Kip Moore going down to 96. I'm kind of amazed it lasted that long. Then we have Ella Queer Beber by Annual AA and Romeo Santos at 92. Again, I don't see the appeal in that song, and I know I butchered the Spanish. Sorry. Then we had No Stylist by French Montana and Drake dropping back down to 90. I was a little bit surprised why that had gone up in the first place. Then we had Good Girl by Dustin Lynch going down to 89. Good. I'm not a fan of that either. Next we had Girl Like You by Jason Aldean going down to 87. Again, good. I'm not a fan of it either. I'm kind of thinking it's only there because Maroon 5 had Girls Like You and a similar title. People probably got confused at the radio station. Then we had You by Jacquees down to 85. Then we had This Feeling by the Chainsmokers and Kelsey Ballerini going down to 84. I think the Chainsmokers tried to have a little bit of an album release, but yeah, that didn't turn out so well. I think they're pretty much done out of this whole scene. Then we have Burning Man by Dierks Bentley featuring the Brothers Osborne going down to 80. Well, not really surprised, but I did kind of wish this would stick around a little more. Then we had 16 by Thomas Rhett dropping down to 79. Again, it's having a pretty respectable run. I kind of expected this. Then we had Nothing Breaks Like a Heart by Mark Ronson featuring Miley Cyrus losing all of its gains down to 78. I mean, I've got to hope this song sticks around. It has a lot of potential. I think it's a great track, but I kind of don't expect it. Then we had Arms Around You by XXXTentacion, Lil Pump, Maluma, and Sway Lee going down to 77. It could stick around. It might not. Hard to say with this one. We had Armed and Dangerous by Juice WRLD down to 76. Okay. Then we had Calling My Spirit by Kodak Black going down to 74 off the album bomb. You kind of expect it. Then we had Talk to Me by Tory Lanez and Rich the Kid down to 72. Then we have Imagine by Ariana Grande plummeting down to 71 off the debut last week. Again, there's just not a lot to it. I'm starting to think Ariana Grande might be rushing that next album a little bit more than she should. Then we had Bad by XXXTentacion continuing down to 68. I'm okay with that. Then we had Drunk Me by Mitchell Tenpenny going down to 64. I'm a little surprised that song has stuck around so long because it's an absolute crap. Let's continue on to Better by Khalid down to 51. Again, reasonably okay. It's having a better run than honestly than I expected. Then we had Beautiful by Bozzy featuring Camila Cabello down at 50. Again, I think the song's okay, but I think it's absolutely the wrong one to promote Bozzy going forward, so I'm not going to complain it's falling off. And then we had Love Lies by Normani and Khalid down at 48. It had a very respectable run. It's just heading out naturally. And end things off, Going Bad by Meek Mill featuring Drake down at number 36. Again, I'm a little bit surprised it's lasting this long because it's really just because of Drake. So yeah, we got a few less gains in returning entries this week, but the majority of them are Christmas related, and honestly that doesn't give me a lot to say about it. Hell, our two returning entries are Underneath the Tree by Kelly Clarkson at 44 and Run Rudolph Run by Chuck Berry at 45. Yeah, that happened. Now for our gains, it's often a lot of the same. If we want to go over, it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by Gene Autry is at 16. Go a little bit further, it's Let It Snow by Dean Martin at 20. Go a little further, it's White Christmas by Bing Crosby at 34. Cozy Little Christmas by Katy Perry is at 53. Can we not make that a hit, please? And then we have The Christmas Song by Lauren Daigle. That's at 55. I didn't think that song would have any staying power next to Nat King Cole, but here we are. Look, the only two songs that are not Christmas time related here, it's Money by Cardi B at 19, most thanks to the video, and I really am a little bit alarmed that she's pushing this as a single, but okay. And finally, Look Back at It by A Boogie with the Hoodie. It's at 66, and he actually did pretty well this week, but before we get into that, so yeah, as I may have implied before, album bomb week for 21 Savage, and given that I'm covering this on the trailing edge, rules are in effect here. In fact, so I've got a couple songs that I'm not otherwise going to be covering here that drop below the top 40, so let's blow through this pretty quick. Gunsmoke at number 93, Out for the Night at number 88, 1.5 at number 86, number 73 is Monster, and number 67 is All My Friends. That last one's got Post Malone on it. The production's actually pretty good, but man, they could have been better. But now on to the songs that I otherwise think are good to be great enough to actually be worth covering here.
I got lots of stripes. All my niggas shice. You can roll the dice. You might lose your life. Keep my Desert Eagle on me. He not nothing nice. I just need one Glock. No, I just need one mic.
So as much as it would be a really funny gimmick for me to just do ASMR here to talk about the new 21 Savage song of that title, I kind of don't want to, mostly because my mic isn't really great for that. The sad thing is that it looks like 21 Savage actually got some real subtlety for this sort of darker, creepier song, and he actually pulls off the atmosphere of the song really well. It's got a shame he's got that line about Jewish money. Yeah, and he's already apologized for that, so don't get on my case. Otherwise, it's a great song though. Probably my favorite off the album. So let's move on to the next.
On my bad side, I'm dangerous. Demons and angels hang with us. Treat it like a phone, baby, hang it up. Throw your side up, go and bang it up.
I mean, credit where it's due, the production here is legitimately great. It's got that darker, stormy vibe that A Boogie with a Hoodie pulls off really well. And honestly, Juice WRLD sounds really good on this production too, and it doesn't say anything nakedly contemptible, and that's a step in the right direction. The problem is that both he and A Boogie aren't really saying much of anything, and thus I can't really get behind it. Sorry.
Diamonds got dripped in the lake. I don't be going on dates. She got an ass, but it's fake. He saving hoes need a cake. Lil' mama head supreme, but I'm still rocking his bait. Oh God.
So look, there are songs I like from 21 Savage, but this is absolutely not one of them. The whole combination of producers, especially with Metro Boomin, winds up with a beat that's overmixed and really kind of grating. And you know what, as for 21 Savage's lines, I only have one thing to say. Girl tighter than grill pliers, because that's what every girl wants to be compared to, wants that part of her body compared to. I mean, 21, seriously dude, I don't know if you can do better, but that wasn't good.
Ain't fucking with no off-brand bitch. Ooh, don't think these niggas understand me. Ooh, she let me touch it in Miami. Ooh, I'm feeling like I'm bigger valley.
I mean, it's not terrible. Production's a bit of a pile up, and honestly, another song that gets more grating than it really should. But here's my big issue with this track, and honestly, it doesn't really have much to do with the completely empty content from all three rappers. I mean, you're getting Tyga here, and Offset's kind of an autopilot here, and A Boogie rarely has anything interesting to say, so when the production's grating, you're in trouble. But here's my thing. I get that hip-hop's trying to make the whole clout bag thing, it's gonna try to make that thing happen, but it's a fanny pack. Let's be honest with that's what it is. Because when Offset's saying he's putting 100 in his fanny, we're either talking about him loading up his fanny pack with bills, or we're taking the British colloquialism and he just put a lot of money up his ass. I don't want the answer to either one of these.
Swervin, how you look so perfect on your worst days. Double C it purchase, you deserve it. Niggas in your DM, they be thirsty.
Okay, let me be very honest. I forgot this song came out this week, and only going back through the Billboard Hot 100 did I discover that, yeah, A Boogie with the Hoodie had a song with 6ix9ine on it, and wow, does it sound like 6ix9ine is being chopped in and dropped into the song, almost as if he has no coherent idea about what the song's actually about. It's got this weird kind of undercurrent of a toxic relationship under it, and I'll be honest, A Boogie does not sound good talking about how he makes girls nervous. But then 6ix9ine shows up and starts wanting to shoot at everybody, and it's a very minimalist production, and none of it comes together at all. 6ix9ine, A Boogie, they've had chemistry, they've kind of worked before, but this is a song that's assembled in a way that's extremely slapdash. None of it comes together well. The production's very minimalist, and honestly, the lack of coherence or decent ideas in the lyrics, it only shows through even more. Not a good song.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
I mean, what do you even want me to say? It's Jingle Bells. Honestly, not one of my favorite Christmas carols, but it's being performed by Sinatra. And Sinatra, say what you will about him, he's got this sort of easygoing, effortless charm that makes a song like this go down fine. I mean, it's not a song that I'm ever really gonna go back to, and his version's certainly passable, but I guess this kind of puts me as a meh on the song as a whole. Still pretty good though. I'll take it.
100 bands in my pocket, it's on me. Yeah, your grandma will probably know me. Get more bottles, these bottles are lonely. It's a moment when I show up, God, I'm saying wow.
Okay, look, am I the only one who finds it really weird that Post Malone is bragging about rocking out to Fall Out Boy, especially given the year they just had? But you know what, with this song, I hate to say this, but it might just be stupid enough to actually come together. I really like the groove here, and even if the lyrics are completely banal, Post Malone kind of sounds like he's having fun, and again, there might be enough bounce and groove to the song to be kind of infectious. I'm a little bit humiliated to say that I like it, but I kind of do. And the way it's going, I kind of expect this to be a hit and stick around. I actually don't think I'd have a problem with that, because I like this more than most of his singles. Yeah, pretty good.
Have a blue Christmas.
So this is one of those songs that, again, I'm almost a little bit at a loss for words at what I can even say. I mean, it's Blue Christmas done by Elvis. It's a pretty good Christmas carol, a little bit more in the country vein, and I like that. And Elvis is certainly a really great singer, and you really can't take that much away from him, despite the complications of his legacy. Again, it's kind of there. It's a good song, but not really a great one, or one that I care to come back to when it comes to the Christmas songs that I really love from this era. Again, good, but I'm not really going back to this or seeking it out.
How much money you got? A lot. How many problems you got? A lot. How many people done doubted you? A lot. Left you out to rap? A lot. How many pray that you flop? A lot. How many lawyers you got? A lot. How many times you got shot? A lot. How many niggas you shot? A lot.
So let's talk a little bit about track sequencing, because why 21 Savage thought this was a good idea to start his album off like this, where he gets so visibly shown up by J. Cole doing his J. Cole thing, absolutely boggling the mind. Now, granted, it's a good song. I like the sample behind it. I can mostly appreciate this. But am I the only one who's getting a little bit tired of J. Cole showing up on these songs and taking pot shots at the way that modern and mainstream rappers show off their particular brand of clout, talking trash by saying that they're making memes? I hate to say this, J. Cole, but that's kind of the way that rappers promote themselves in the economy, and I'm not gonna shit on people making memes. That just seems like a really stupid thing to do. And again, I would like it more if J. Cole actually said more that resonated. It seems to come with a level of condescension that seems really unwise and really unwarranted at this point. And 21 does his thing, but again, why you start off your album like this, I have no idea. So yeah, it's fine, but I'm not going back to it. And I honestly don't think it's gonna stick around. And so that was our week here, and honestly, I can't say it was that bad per se, mostly because I've got a softer spot for 21 Savage than most, and I honestly think he did improve a considerable bit from Issa album. In fact, I'm gonna give him the best of the week with ASMR, outside of one really terrible line. I think the song's pretty good. Honorable mention? Yeah, I can't believe I'm gonna say it, but Wow by Post Malone. What can I say? When it's that stupid, sometimes it can work. Worst of the week, yeah, Swervin by A Boogie with the Hoodie featuring 6ix9ine. That song just does not come together at all. And then for dishonorable mention, let's go Break the Law by 21 Savage. Yeah, he's showing up on both sides here, mostly because that song just feels slapdash, incoherent, kind of grating, and again, it's got a couple of bad lines of its own. And we'll see where things go from here, but until then, I'm Mark, you're watching Billboard Breakdown on Spectrum Pulse, and I'll see you next time.